Yeah, well, he's got actually 14.
14.
The other jack. Decide whether you want to add for this Appleton or not. This person's got 10, flat distribution. They're going to pass. This person's going to bid what?
Spade.
One spade. And what's this person going to do with their 10?
I think I'd probably pass.
Yeah, you really should. I mean, this is what I would call a bad 10 points, because once the opponent's bid spades, king is not very valuable. It might as well be a 2. So he went 1 spade. This person bid 2 spades. And it went pass, pass. Now, what do you think North should do?
I would just pass, because you already have 2 spades. Where can you go from there?
Well, where can you go?
Well, that's where hearts.
Anything but spades, right? This person has a perfect takeout double. This is the shape that you want for takeout. This is the ideal shape. Well, the ideal shape, I guess, would be void. Okay. But, if you read the books, this is the ideal shape for takeout double. And it's really what you want to do. Now, when you make this bid, what are you thinking? You're actually thinking 2 things. It has to do with their 2 spades. Do you think they can make 2 spades?
Yes.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, they're going to get your king, probably. So this person doubled, not necessarily because they thought they were going to make the contract, but more because they thought their opponents were going to make their contract. Which brings me to, this is why it's important to know how to keep score, to make these decisions. Is down 1 better than what they can do in 2 spades? And I can't remember what the vulnerability was, but I would make that bid regardless. North-south. So these guys, this is unfavorable vulnerability. Okay. Got the right one? Yeah.
North-south is vulnerable and you doubled.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and almost regardless of, when I overbid, I almost always assume I'm not going to get double, because that seems to be the tendency. People don't double enough. So when I overbid, when Paul L overbids, he's thinking he's not going to get double. So I would absolutely double here, and it was Mike, and Mike did. He doubled. Pass. 3 hearts. And everybody passed.
I see in my experience when I've done what you're saying, not playing into in Mike, I do the double and then they leave it in, because they'll make their 2 spades and I go way down.
Well, and why would they pass? There's only one reason why this double would be passed out.
Because they're jumping to the 3 levels. I get it. You're saying that person's bidding 3 hearts, knowing if they go down, it's going to be better than those guys making 2 spades. But you're at a pretty low level.
Okay. I would never pass with this hand. If partner doubles, and they double spades, 2 spades doubled, and it's absolutely for takeout. Now, the only way that I would pass this, and the only way you should pass it, is if you have 5 really good spades. That's called leaving the takeout double in, and you leave it in because all your strength and length's in the opponent's suit. So if your experience is that your partner leaves in your double, that's on your partner.
Well, not Paula, but I've had.
Yeah, well, it's because they don't know what to do. But but the point is, this is absolutely a takeout double.
Yeah, I can see that. I never think of doing takeout double at the 2 level.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Or 3 level. Depending. I mean, on my card, uh, a double over any preempt is for takeout. So if they open 5 clubs and I double, that's for takeout. So you can have takeout doubles at almost any level. But the point here is that your partners need to recognize that this is a takeout situation, and regardless of the points, they have to bid. And fact is, the fewer points they have, the more important it bids. Because the way the scoring works is a double contract making over tricks is incredibly painful. Painful to you if you're doing the doubling.
Yeah, that's
And so you'll find that you get the 870s and the 1070s and all of that because they make a double contract with over tricks. So the point is that you have to bid, and he's real happy to bid. He's got 4 really good hearts, so 3 hearts. Now this person's in a bind. He's got extra spades, but he's only got 6 high card points. Pretty hard for them to go. He's looking at his hand. This kind of distribution is more suited to defense. It's really hard for this person to bid 3 spades. I think it's on me that I should have bid 3 spades, which actually makes. But anyway, they're in 3 hearts. And the first lead is what? What would this person lead?
strongest 5 of spades.
Yeah,
5 of spades.
Yeah. So, of course, this person pops up with the king. This person popped up with the ace. And so, now, what's this person thinking? It's kind of a defensive deal, too. What would, okay, you'd lead a heart, and why?
Oh, where is the north hand dummy?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, they paid the singleton king, and so I'm sitting over here, so what was I thinking?
Well, you don't want to leave an unsupported ace, so it would have to be the jack of hearts.
In this situation, there's no point to wasting your jack. You don't expect to take it, but there's no reason to lead it and just give it up. But I let it trump. That was my thinking. I let it trump because I don't want them roughing 3 or 4 spades. I mean, in my mind, this person has 4 spades. So in my mind, this person has 4 spades. And so I don't want them, rough, backhand rough, and then draw trump. Plus, I got aces over queens, and I want to save my aces to capture these queens. So the trump lead is absolutely what I want to do. So here we go, north-south. South has got to make a decision here. How are they going to do this hand?
Well, they want to keep their transportation, I think.
Yeah, really, the only transportation's in hearts. But there's 2 card combinations that I want to emphasize here.
Yeah.
I think you want to take.
Well, it could either play the queen or the 8. With the king on the board.
Yeah, I mean, my first reaction would be I got ace, king, queen, and 2 in one hand and 1 in the other. So I tend to take this. I could play low and finesse. You know, I mean, there's some thoughts here, but let me ask it this way. Is there one suit that you will not lead?
Well, spades.
I don't know. My gut feeling is I do want to lead a spade and rough it.
Oh, you wanna make
Okay,
them
I mean,
strong, okay.
that's part of this. In fact, is if I can work the transportation, I want to rough two spades before even drawing trump. Okay, let's look at the club suit. Are we going to pick up tricks in the club suit?
Yes, you might pick up the jack. Or one.
And how would that happen?
I have to finesse out the queen, plays 5, but I.
Okay, I mean, and I put all the hands up here because this is kind of usually the way it works. If you lead clubs, you're going to lose 3. And no matter how you lead them, you're going to lose 3 club tricks. This is this.
Oh, because they
This
don't
is
have-
this.
they don't have-
So you have, you know, at least Queen X opposite Jack XX. If you lead this suit, you're going to lose everything. In this case, 3 club tricks. If they lead, you have a stopper.
Mhm.
So you don't want to lead clubs. Okay, here's another card combination. In diamonds. How are you going to play the diamonds?
I think you play down to the king. Try to get the ace out.
Okay, and the king holds. You know, this person played low, they pop up with the king. This person's not going to play the ace, if he does, you know, he's promoting the queen. So a defensive deal, when you're this hand and you're looking at this dummy, you're saving the aces for your queen. So this person's going to lead low to the king, and then what diamond are they going to play, and how?
Wait,
When
where
the-
are we? I'm confused. Who's
Okay, I mean,
leading what
we haven't taken anything. We're still thinking about this hand. You know, a heart's out there, and now they're waiting for us to play a heart. But we're kind of thinking about how we're going to attack this hand. So if we take the heart up here and lead to the king, and it holds, what does that tell you? What does it tell you about the ace of diamonds?
Ace of diamonds is
Ace
over
of
on the
diamonds
other-
is over here.
Right.
And so in the 60s and 70s bridge books, they talked about, and Goran even, talked about the obligatory finesse. So when you lead low to the king and it holds, and you lead another diamond, what are you going to put in?
Queen.
No, absolutely not. And the reason why is because you know the ace is over here.
But don't you want to flush it out so that your 9 become good?
Play the 10.
Promote your queen, yeah.
So what you're really doing is you're going to concede the ace. You're finessing against the jack. Putting in the queen because you know the ace is over here is suicide. You're just giving up. And then you lose to the jack later on. So the only way this diamond suit comes in is if this is the situation. If the jack, you know, if it's ace jack X, it doesn't matter what you do, you're doomed. But once you lead low to the king, what you want to do, because you got the queen 10 here, is that you want to lead low to the 10. Which actually forces the ace. Or they give it to you. But at this point, they'll probably take the
There's no
ace.
benefit in ducking the 10. If you played the 10 to the 4, And then they're out of the, oh, they wouldn't be playing the jack, yeah. On the other side, they'd be playing low.
So this is a situation where, I mean, you got 10, 9, 8, so it's just barely legitimate to finesse, do what I would call a backwards finesse, lead a high card. And you can do that because you got 3 in a row. But I wouldn't do that. Once I lead low to the king, which I'm always going to do, and I find out the ace is over here, I gotta hope the jack is over here, which it is. Now, I played this hand double dummy, and there's a jillion ways to make it. And it turns out there's some tricks and traps, and I don't actually want to get into that. But what I really wanted to point out for this hand is how to play the diamond suit, and the fact that you're not going to play the club suit. So if it was me, I would take the heart here, lead to the king. Oh, it holds. Come back, and then start drawing trump. And it turns out you only ruff 1 spade.